Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Thirsty Tales. We promised you that we are going to have one more episode with our favorite DJ Gary. And we are people of our words, right? So that's what we did. DJ Gary is back here, but not as a DJ. He's back here as Gary the entrepreneur. Fancy, isn't it?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So we're not going to waste any time because entrepreneurs do not waste time, and we're going to get straight into it. Gary, you are an entrepreneur. How did you start your journey of entrepreneurship? What motivated you to do it? How did you begin it? Because I know that I want to be an entrepreneur. I know that someone wants to be an entrepreneur, and tons of you amazing people want to be entrepreneurs. But how do we start? And how do we find our why?
And I know Gary personally, so give us a little bit of a personal insight into how it happened for you.
Well, I obviously started as a little kid looking into it, like I want to make money,
Right.
money.
Nice.
But as I grew older, I realized that you should stop chasing the money and
Yeah.
just be more focused on the expertise, and the money will come by itself. You don't gotta worry about that.
Hmm.
But I started off like very simple, very basic. I was really like into watching American shows.
Oh, damn.
I used to watch them on YouTube, Netflix all the
Right.
time, and like I would see a lot of car wash stuff. Like
Oh,
even in
okay.
YouTube videos and stuff, just car
Right,
wash,
right.
car wash, and I'm like, what's about this car wash? Why is it always like such a thing? Like, why does
Right.
car wash is a really basic thing? Like when you
Yeah,
think about it,
of
it's just
course.
like a normal thing. You know, you get your car washed. But what is so like? Why does everyone keep emphasizing on car wash?
Right.
And I actually looked into it, and it was like it's actually a poppin' business. And I was like,
Ooh, I like
damn.
where this is going. All right, okay.
Yeah, I was like, damn. What if I can get my hands on this?
Yeah.
And physically, like, I actually got my hands on it. Like, I was like, okay, I have a car wash service
Right.
where I wash your car for like 250 baht
Ah.
or something like that. A really ridiculously low price. And the service was basically like you can get your car washed
Right.
at your own place without you having to ever go to a car
Oh.
wash.
Okay, okay.
So that just makes it more easy for the person, right?
Right.
Like, I don't have to drive my car wash and have it washed. I could just have it washed
Right.
in my
Yeah,
own place.
of course.
And
right, and that's you as a 15-year-old.
yeah, I was like, I had a lot of time. Like after school,
Right.
I would just come home, like hit the PS4 for a bit, hop on, with the boys, obviously.
Right.
Yes, sir.
And then the rest of the evening was just like free time, and I was like, why don't I make use of my free time? And I started washing cars, and I would wash like 4 or 5 cars a day. That would be really sufficient enough to get
Right.
me through the school week or something like that. So, yeah, that was pretty fun at first, but then it kept getting like time consuming, and I had to eventually like stop because like my studies were getting a bit more serious, and
Right.
I had to prioritize my time elsewhere. So,
Oh.
but it was successful. I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty successful. As a 15-year-old, I was pretty happy. So,
Alright.
yeah.
And then how did that continue? Do you have any, like, with the car wash, so you told us about how you moved on this a bit different. So how do you do it, like, in an entrepreneur way? How did you?
Well, I didn't really see scope in car washing.
Right.
Yeah, but
I mean, there is. I'm not gonna lie, there is. There
Right.
definitely is, but
Mhm.
it's just not something I saw I could do it.
yeah, of course.
Or
Of
it
course.
wasn't a good fit for me, which is why I stopped it. And I moved on to other things that interest me,
Mhm.
and ones that I felt like I could take on and probably improve in that scope.
Hmm.
One of which is TechFlix. I recently launched TechFlix.
Okay.
It's not completely launched. It's still
All right.
like a working thing,
Okay.
but our services are available, and we're basically like a tech solution company. We offer
Oh.
wide services ranging from digital marketing to graphic designing and stuff. It's just kind of make your life easier as a minor to a mid-sized business, because many of the small and mid-sized businesses do not have an insane amount of budget to
Right,
go
right,
and like
right,
hire
right.
marketers and stuff.
Right.
So this is very good for like small to mid-sized businesses who kind of
Right.
want to scale.
And most businesses are like fit this category, right? They are small to medium.
At the
Sort of.
moment, in this market, yes.
In this market, yes,
Yes.
right? So can we know a little bit more about the name TechFlix? Like, how did you come up with that?
Well, I'm pretty sure everyone's thinking like, yeah, this not just copied Netflix, right?
Yeah.
But it's actually not.
Okay.
The meaning behind TechFlix is just like, the motion of flicking. It's called like you flick,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it's just like one day your business is that way, and then you flick it, and the business is booming.
Oh,
So it's like
nice.
TechFlix.
Wow.
All right. And
So
it's
it's
through
like-
technology that you do it, so hence the tech.
So yeah, our services are like, for example, one that is running right now is digital marketing. So we
Mhm.
have proven methods where we can almost promise you an increase in followers and increase in like traffic for your business, pertaining to your business. Obviously, it depends on what industry you're in and how it goes from there. But we have proven methods that would get you to where you want to be in your business.
Yeah.
All right, all right, all right.
Oh wow.
And I mean, of course, for this, you need a team, right? For TechFlix Base.
I'll be
To do
completely
it.
honest. It's a one-man army.
Oh,
one man.
wow. Really?
It's a one-man army.
How do you? How
That
do you,
is pretty awesome.
then. So you're a university student. How do you manage all that work at the same time doing?
Well, I just try to make sure that I organize my day, which is really what's more important
Mhm.
is organizing your day. Because when someone tells you like, "Oh, I don't have time for this," you can just assume that they're lying. You should just believe that they're lying because there's always time to do something.
There's always time.
Those same people tell me that, "Oh, after class, I have free time," and I'm like, "What are you doing in your free time then? That's free time. Use it." So it's just mostly like organizing your day, and if you can like get it down to the wire, like to each second. I like to do that maybe because I have OCD or something. I've been told I have OCD, but I don't like to believe so.
Okay.
But I like to get my schedule down to the wire, like to each
Oh.
minute of the day,
Damn.
and that's how
Dude.
I can capitalize on the time.
I mean, that is one thing that's sort of, a pattern amongst, great entrepreneurs. And speaking of entrepreneurs and a pattern amongst them, there's one thing that I've noticed, which is entrepreneurs can really notice opportunities. They can very easily notice it. And so, and of course, like you said, with this TechFlix, that's your business, you noticed an opportunity and you sort of, capitalized on it. And you noticed the car wash opportunity and you also did that. So how exactly do you go about educating yourself so that you can recognize these opportunities?
Well, I wouldn't like to say it's through experience because that's
Okay.
just like the most basic answer you'd get from anyone is,
Right.
oh, through experience, you see a lot of stuff, you know a lot of stuff. I feel like it's more of like a mindset.
Oh.
It's
Alright.
something where I kind of looked into this like many years ago when I was a kid. That
Right.
how do I keep getting these kind of ideas?
Yeah.
Because I got it once, I got it twice, and I'm
Right.
like, I see a pattern here, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, how do I keep them coming?
Mm.
Because many people just get satisfied with the first two or like the first three, and they're like, oh damn, okay, this is good enough.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to stop. I wanted to keep going.
Awesome. Right.
So
Yeah.
I tried to kind of like train myself, my mind into like forcing my brain to create new ideas every time. So now it's just a habit. So every time I look at something or I
Oh.
talk to someone, ideas just pop in my head. It's just like automatic at this point.
Oh, so it's not like you learned or you educated yourself about all of this. It's just your mindset that you trained yourself.
Yeah, you just gotta train and like set it in that path. And as soon as you get it going, it's just gonna come to you. Like,
All right,
yeah,
that's a good
it's
one.
literally just gonna. I know I sound like a fairy tale mindset thing, but it's actually not. It actually works, and at least it worked for me and a few other people I know who are like my really close friends.
Oh.
They can see it too. They can see the difference between actually training your mind into doing something and it working,
Working.
than not trying at all.
Right.
Pertaining to the last episode, like I said, all you gotta do is try. Like you
Yeah.
gotta take the first step, the first leap of faith.
Yes.
And when you get the first leap of faith, then the train keeps going. Yeah.
Wait.
Alright.
Okay. Now continuing on to this, you talk about entrepreneurs. Do you have anyone in specific, any entrepreneur, anybody that sort of not just resonates with you, but like sort of is like your role model or who you look for? I know art is Elon Musk, but no, art.
This is a sign from Elon Musk, guys. All right, okay, sorry.
No, but no. Do you have any specific role models for you? Anyone that?
Well, I have a realistic answer and a funny answer. I'm gonna go with the funny first.
All right.
I'll be all cocky, be like, myself.
Oh, it just heated up in here, right? Yeah.
I'm
Nice,
nice, myself,
nice.
guys.
False. Right? Obviously false.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely look up to some people in my life. One of them is obviously myself. Like if I don't see a potential in myself, I'm not gonna, push myself down,
Yeah,
be
for
pessimistic
sure,
about it.
Right.
I'm obviously gonna try to be upfront about it.
Yeah.
So yeah, one myself and closely I would say actually my brother,
Your brother.
brother.
Okay.
Tell us a
Older
little bit
brother.
about it.
Okay. Older brother.
older brother.
Older
That's right.
brother.
Why? Is it
Um,
anything specific or?
Well, I just feel like he's seen a lot or experienced a lot of things,
Mhm.
which he can kind of share to me.
Oh yeah.
And it works because he's literally my brother, so like he can
Right.
see it the similar way I can see it,
of course,
Oh.
of course.
or vice versa.
Mhm.
So which is why I feel like the level of understanding is very good. Like there's a good flow. Like if I were to ask someone else, not ask, like if I were to let someone else be my mentor or to look up to someone else, I wouldn't really get what he's trying to think of,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, of
Because he's a
course.
completely different person. He does different things.
Yeah.
He thinks of different ideas and stuff. So I wouldn't completely be able to resonate with that. Whereas my brother, he's my brother. Like I know him
Right.
forever,
Mm.
right? So I can kind of understand and see what he's trying to say and kind of get the gist of it much faster than looking up to someone that you can call your role model.
Right. That's a nice answer. One that I didn't expect. One that I didn't
Yeah.
expect, which is why it's a nice
yeah, I
answer.
thought it'd be like, I don't know, Jeff Bezos or some like some
Uh,
big capitalist.
Look, those big dudes are definitely out there. They're people's role models.
Right.
You should really look up to those people because they did work hard for
Yeah, and they got it done.
to get to where they are today. And yeah, no hate to them. Obviously, they did the best jobs ever.
Right.
Yeah.
They're the ones controlling everything, basically. And
Taking
yeah.
over the world.
yeah, taking over the world. That's pretty much
Okay,
it.
so because we're not allowed to say that, let's move on.
Alright, so I think I have another question now. I know you personally, Gary. So
Okay.
what are the major challenges that you faced on your entrepreneurial journey? Like challenges, and how did you overcome them?
Well, I face a lot of failure, and that's nothing new. It's everyone. It's like the cliche story that
Yeah.
I started
I
this
failed.
business, I failed, but I got myself
I
back
failed
up.
100
It's
times.
exactly like that, but it's
Right.
just not as dramatic as you think it is. Like,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
like I failed. Yeah, fuck, I failed.
Yeah.
What to do? Like, get up and get on with it. you
Yeah.
know? Most people make it sound like super dramatic. It does get dramatic. I'm not gonna lie. Like you get stuck in your own head and you
Right.
don't know what to do, and it kind of gets to you. But that's the challenge, right? That's where you need to be able to change. You need to be able to get up and keep it going. If you don't do that, then you're bound to go down again, 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 again. Yeah.
Anything else? Anything else that you struggled? Like any other challenge that you had in this journey? Because of course,
Well, in particular, it was mostly
like a specific one.
it was mostly like, why would anyone in this world trust a 16-year-old kid to do any job for them?
Makes
which
sense.
is what
Wow.
I faced till today. I face in my current ventures. Why would anyone want me to do their work for them and pay a
Right.
premium?
Right. Because people have this like perception that the older you are, the more experience you have, therefore the better you might do something.
Yeah,
Of course,
exactly.
it's diminishing. This perception's diminishing, sort
Yeah,
of.
of course.
But it's still there.
Exactly, and I feel like that should really be looked into because not only myself or my generation, like people younger than me are absolutely scary in what they do. Like I see the work they do and
Mhm.
the output they can provide. It's very very similar to the ones that a 30-year-old would be doing.
Hmm.
You know, like
Awesome.
for example, my venture, TechFlix.
Yeah.
Any big company could be able to do this. You could pay a premium and have
Yeah,
it done.
yeah,
But what makes mine so different is that it's faster, better, easier, right? And there are kids who are doing the same kind of service or similar
Mhm.
service, and they're smashing it in this industry.
Of course, yeah.
And it's very scary to see how these kids are learning at a very fast pace. I didn't expect them to learn it at such a fast pace.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
I thought maybe it might be like, they get the gist of it. They get, and then they might screw up a bit.
Right.
But you should never judge anyone like that in that way.
Mm.
That's actually what I've learned.
So that's,
Uh-huh.
So-
don't judge a book by
Yeah.
its cover.
So the kids nowadays, they're absolutely insane in what they do because they have access to everything.
Yeah.
The world is just so easy. Like if you have an excuse for not doing something, you're probably wrong, right?
Yeah, like you can do pretty
That
much
is a
You
good
can
point.
do pretty much
Right.
anything and have no excuse for it. So what's gonna stop you? Nothing's gonna stop you.
I mean, yeah, like they say, you could like some people who say I don't have enough money. You can eat like suppose okay, let's take it with a computer science point of view. Some people are like I don't have the opportunity. Harvard literally offers their computer science course for free that you can learn. So it's more like excuses will always happen, but it's
Right.
the people who make the most of their opportunity. Like I know people who've learned so many skills. Like you, so you are a DJ as well. You learn DJing by yourself, and I know a lot
Right.
of video editors. They've learned video editings via
Yeah,
YouTube.
it's as they say, right? That you can find 1,000 reasons not to do something, but if you can even find one, then do that thing.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And especially at this time, if it was a time before, like I would say in the early 2005s, 2010s. Even then you could, but maybe not as easy. But now it's completely easy. Like now there is literally no excuse for
Like-
you not to do anything. You can get anything done in a jiffy.
Like even for us, we're podcasters, but we're also pretty young. So people always say, "Why are you guys doing this? Why are you wasting your money, your time, your effort?" Of course, we're just starting up. We're just getting through the process. But it's like we want to educate people. We want to learn. We want to speak to new people, interesting people like you. So it's like we have.
No, seriously, yeah, because as I'm saying, that it's not how much we learn from you, it's also that everyone learns from you.
Yeah,
like
like,
seriously.
Like if this can make an impact on one kid, if one kid can go back and say, "Dad, Mom, I want to do this," I've like after watching this, then it's a success.
Well, yeah, which is why I I agreed to do this in the first place because
Yeah.
I saw your vision and I saw what
Right.
you're trying to portray to the community, and I feel
Mhm.
like it's very beneficial.
Yeah, like-
and people should really watch this.
Like
Thank you so much. You guys have to follow DJ Gary's advice, right? Because I'm following it. I'm watching every single episode because I'm in it, right? So
no, it's like even though we're starting off small, we're not that big, but we want to grow. We want to build our channel. So it's that we have a will.
Definitely, where there's a will, there's a way.
That's what
Yes,
I mean.
sir.
That's what
Yes,
I
sir.
mean.
And okay, yeah, you were saying,
I know it's just as long as you got the vision, you
right?
can see where you want to go, how you want to go, and how you're gonna come about.
Right.
That's it. That's pretty much it. As long as you have a plan. As you have watched Money Heist, you guys have watched Money Heist?
La Casa de
La Casa
A
de
little
Papel.
bit, yeah.
Everything, if you notice in those episodes, everything is based on a plan.
Right.
What do you
A
mean?
plan. Everything is planned to the wire.
Yeah, it's
Like-
to the
Like
most
like the
minuscule
professor,
detail.
he always like everything contingency. He has a contingency for a contingency. Everything is like a
right.
Which is why obviously he didn't succeed, but like he kind of did for the most of the show,
like
right?
you watched season 5, right? When he
Well, I stopped watching after it started getting boring. Like when the hype was there, I was like, yeah, this is cool.
I
Money.
mean, in your defense, entrepreneurs are busy people, right? So,
Actually,
yeah.
I actually stopped watching Netflix like
Ah.
all over. Like I have not watched. If I watch Netflix, I'm probably watching the same show again.
is that because of a time issue or because it's a conscious decision to devote your time somewhere else?
Yeah,
it's a
because-
conscious decision. Sorry.
Oh, really?
It's a conscious decision because it's too much investment. For me, it's too much investment. Like I do
Oh.
not want to start a show and learn the new characters and learn the story. It's too much investment. I just feel like it's too much investment.
It's that
What do you devote your time to then? Like when you don't watch Netflix, what else do you do? Like
like
educate
'cause, you know
yourself.
there's that thing where it's like someone spending 2 hours in the gym, not worth it, but spending 2 hours watching Netflix, totally worth it. Or like that's someone who's like, I'll spend I'm trying to think. Spend maybe $1,000 on a new iPhone, but $1,000 on starting the new ventures, no. So I think we come back to, so what do you do?
Well, most of my day, like I've mentioned before in the previous episode, if you want to find out, you should watch it.
Yeah.
I just plan my day. Like if I have any work that needs to be done, I get that done. The basic task should be done throughout the day, not at once or not at the end. Basic tasks include like brushing your teeth, taking a shower, going to the gym,
Right.
getting some food. That all should be done throughout the day. And wherever you have time to clinch your work, you should just get on with it. You shouldn't like, oh, now is the time to eat, and now is the time to gym, and now is the time to, because then it sets you on a pattern where you'll be stuck to that pattern, and
Right.
it kind of gets repetitive, and you
Yeah.
will not enjoy it
Of course.
because no
Interesting.
one enjoys repetitiveness in today's world.
Yeah.
What is Instagram? What is Instagram Reels, right?
Right.
They're
It's like new,
10,
unique.
15 seconds of your life.
Yeah.
If the video is longer than 15 seconds, you don't want to watch
You
it
don't wanna watch
anymore.
True.
So in the same way, you don't want to do one thing anymore. Like if you have a new idea, for example, you have a new idea of doing a new business,
Right.
and you set your day to do it.
Right.
If you keep going through the same schedule throughout the day, one day it's just gonna be like, what am I doing in my life?
Exactly.
You're not
exactly.
not gonna be wanting to do it.
So
You should be able to have fun
Yeah.
in what you do, and not feel like it's a burden. Like, oh,
Of
I have to
course.
wake up and do this and do that. Like you should really enjoy it. That's when you will get good work done, and get it done for you.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, Gary, I have a question here about like this exact done point because imagine I want to get better at this habit of just getting work done. And you said that you plan your day out to the minute. How exactly do you do that? Like the night before, or how do you go about doing that?
Well, it started off like by writing and by
Okay,
like,
okay.
using the resources that I have,
Right.
like my phone, like Alexa at home and stuff. I would
Right.
just use that, right? And be like, all right, Alexa, give me a time for this and this.
Right.
And I did that. Now, since it's a pattern,
Yeah.
it's kind of like in my head. I know what I need to do now. I don't need timers and stuff anymore.
Right.
But first, again, you start out with a plan. You write down what you need to do. And once you write it down, it's much more clear, like, because you can see it in front of your face. If you think about the things you need to do, you might miss out on one or two. Or if you had some good ideas about doing or how to do those works, you might not remember it then. No? It's just that when you get it written down, is you can kind of see it and you can
Right.
follow through with it. So when one work's done, okay, now it's the next time, it's the next task and the next task.
Mhm.
And that's how you kind of get your work done.
I do have a sort of weird question about this following up thing that you
Oh, yeah.
mentioned. You know how when you want to do something, imagine let's say going to the gym, right?
Right.
There's this moment where you're like, okay, fine, now I could go to the gym or I could sit with popcorn and watch Netflix for 15,000 hours. In that moment, how do you battle that urge to watch Netflix or to do whatever, just to procrastinate? How do you battle that urge and then choose the tougher choice to go into the gym? In that moment, you know what I'm talking about? It's really, it's a weird
I
question. It's
definitely
quite
do.
deep, but yeah, in that moment.
Yeah. I've been asked this a lot from my friends, from my peers,
okay.
from acquaintances. How do you do this? It's actually a two-part answer.
Okay.
One of which is I don't have the urge anymore.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Oh,
So-
to procrastinate.
Yeah, I do not, because again, it's a habit, right? Like I put
Right.
myself to work so much that I just do not have the urge. Like I would never be sitting on the couch like, you know what? Let's watch
Wow.
Netflix. Never. It would never come across my
you
mind.
made work a habit, basically.
Yeah, I mean, you could call me a workaholic, you could call me
Yeah.
anything, but I'm just trying to get shit done,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And
Nice.
the second part to that question is to answer to the question, my bad, is mindset, right? Again, mindset.
Okay.
It goes back to mindset. Everything roots back to mindset. If you can control the urge
Right.
not to do it, you wouldn't do it. And for me personally, it was like my goal in life, right? When I have the urge to do something that is not productive, which is like watching Netflix, I would just start thinking like, oh, if you really want to get to your goal, should you really be watching Netflix right now?
Nice.
Why don't you get your ass up and get to work?
Yeah.
And then that conversation is going on in my head, and by the time that conversation has ended, I don't want to watch Netflix.
Oh.
Get my laptop.
That
start
is a
working.
good one. So you just ask yourself this question: that what I want to do right now, is that going to help me get to my goal?
I feel like that's the solution to everything.
Right.
Not only in business, not only in education, not in
Right.
anything. It's just you think about what you really, really want, and the more you do other things not pertaining to your goal, the longer it's gonna take for you to reach that goal. That's how
That
I
is
think.
Such a simple, yet it's such an awesome point though. Like we've never really thought about this. I mean, of course, not explicitly really thought about this,
Yeah.
right? That the longer I keep doing things that are not going to help me reach my goal, the more time it's gonna
It's gonna
take
take
for
for
me.
you to reach
And
that,
it's it's a simple equation like that equals this. But then I've never explicitly thought about this. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, no
That makes a lot of sense.
Wait,
Okay, so now I
um,
think it's time for us to move on.
Okay, but one thing before we move on.
Yes.
Besides timing down your day,
Yeah.
do you have any specific habits or things that you have? Like some people take cold showers, some people, I don't know, wake up before like 4 a.m. Some people do all sorts of stuff. People meditate, people do.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I wake up at 5 every day and meditate.
Wait, okay.
Oh wow.
At
For how
5
long?
a.m. every day.
Last 3 years.
No, I mean like how long do you meditate for?
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Just basic. 30 minutes. I need that peace
right.
of the day. You know, the peace before the storm. You know how they say it?
Oof,
Yeah.
Nice.
So-
So is it like you focus on your breathing or is it like a guided
No.
meditation?
It's just no. I don't follow any of that because
Okay.
they're all pretty much useless to me. I don't find any benefit in following breathing techniques. Meditation is just, if you search it up, meditation
Right.
is peace of mind. So whatever gets you peace of mind, there's no specific thing that will get you peace of mind. It's only your mind that you can tell that what
Right.
gets you peace, right? So
Mm.
for me, what gets me peace of mind is blank, like no thoughts, nothing.
Oh,
You just
interesting.
sit there for 30 minutes. If you want, listen to music. Probably not hip hop. Probably like something more soothing and kind of like
Right,
lo-fi
right.
music or like
Mhm.
meditation music. You just search that up on YouTube and you can get some stuff.
Right.
You just sit there and like blank. Like there's nothing going through your head. All your worries, all your problems are aside. And then you can start your day.
The calm
Eh,
before the storm. I like
Yeah,
that
calm before the
analogy.
storm,
Anything else?
yeah. Not a fan of cold showers like you mentioned. I do like a warm shower. I know the weather's
Right.
really hot outside, but
Right.
I do enjoy warm showers.
Right.
and yeah, I forget to eat sometimes. That's a really bad habit.
Oh, what?
And
Dude,
I've been told multiple times by multiple people, like, dude, did you even eat lunch? And I'm like, fuck, did I eat lunch? I don't even remember.
wait, no, but I seriously, I have to ask this. How did you get that thing? Because I read somewhere, right? Elon Musk, okay? He said in an interview that if I could not eat, I mean, he said that I wish I could not eat so that I could keep working.
Well,
I mean, for you, I mean, it's not exactly that case, but then I still have to ask then, how, like, what led to that stage that you just kept on working and you just didn't eat and you forgot to eat? Because that is such a big thing.
'Cause
like, you just
whenever I
forget to
work,
eat.
it's still always
it's a
like-
bodily urge, right? So I really want to know.
yeah, so like again, mindset. If you can control the urge to do the most basic things that your body can do, you can control pretty much anything. So I can control hunger at this point, right? Before I couldn't, obviously no one can. You know, when you're
Right.
super hungry, you probably want to eat.
Right.
But I feel like throughout the day, when I like slightly feel hungry, I don't wish to eat. Like, or it probably doesn't even come across my head that, oh, you know, I should get up and get a meal or go to my fridge and see some stuff. It doesn't come across my head. It's only until like end of day when like my stomach's like rumbling and I'm like, shit, I really need to get some food in me.
Oh.
Or it's like probably when if I'm hitting the gym or something, I
Right.
need some energy. I'd probably eat like a banana or two and just get going.
Wait, so 5 a.m. How do you get yourself? Because you're a DJ, you're an entrepreneur.
Yeah. Sometimes it gets the best of me. Like if I have shows or gigs that keep me up all night, then I'm obviously not gonna indulge in
Right,
meditating,
yeah.
right? But yeah, most of the time I try my
Right.
best to keep up, to do it every morning as much as possible.
Right.
But if I physically am not able to, then I probably wouldn't. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So now, you mentioned around like 10 minutes ago in this video about your current ventures.
Uh-huh.
So can we go a little bit deeper in them? Like, what are your current ventures right now and why did you select them? Of course, we did talk about Tech Flicks a little
But
bit.
you have some other
but-
ventures as well. Like you have another main one as well that you.
Yeah, I'm actually into real estate.
Oh.
Okay.
Real estate.
Okay.
So what my service provides is a way to buy, sell, rent, corporate, residential, and different types of properties. If you would like to buy a property, you come to us. If you'd like to sell a property, you come to us, and we just make the process much easier for you. The main USP of the business is that, like how when you go on property websites, you have to go through a really long format
Yeah, of course.
of things
As
before
dif-
you can
and
actually.
It's difficult to buy property here in
yeah,
Thailand.
like to actually go and get stuff done. It's really difficult. You have to fill random forms. You got to talk to this person, that person. Their sales team contact you, this and that.
Especially if you're an expat as well, if you're not from Thailand.
It's just not very user friendly. So I wanted to expedite that process and make it really simple.
All right.
So yeah, using our service, you can get a top-notch service, and we provide. We only take less than market share, which is like 2%. Market charges usually 6% per property to charge any property. They keep commission of 6%, whereas my stuff gets you only 2%, a flat fee of 2%, nothing else.
All right.
Yeah.
So with this, I have two questions, sort of related. The first one, what you're talking about is you identified a need, right?
Yeah.
I want to know how exactly did you do that? But like, were you looking to identify a need? Were you just aware at a point that you were looking, like, maybe you wanted to buy a house and then you were aware and you were like, oh, wow, okay, this is a problem that could be solved. A is that. How did you come across it? And B is a lot of people don't really know how to get started once they have an idea. You know what I'm saying? So you got this idea that, oh, wow, okay, fine. So this is an issue, all of this process. I have this idea. What was the next step that you took?
Well, the first part of your question,
Yeah.
it was exactly that. I had personal problems finding properties because I wanted to invest in a few properties, and it was taking me a long time to like
Right.
get through with something. I'm like, why is this so hard? Like, is there not like an easier way to do this? And then I got on with that. And the second part of your question is, you start building, right? When you have an idea, when you have a plan, the next step is to start building. And you don't need a lot to build because it's mostly just technical skills,
Yeah.
which you can acquire by looking online. All you gotta do is look around. You gotta look around what you can get, what you can't get, and just use it to your benefit. And it isn't that hard in 2022 to make your own website, right? I don't think so.
Not at
I
all.
think
Wix.com.
anybody can make their own website now,
Not
right?
sponsored. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Not sponsored.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's just that, like, take that as an example. Before, what it would take you like months and months to just set up a website, set up
Right.
your shop, you could do that in a day or a month
Right.
in today's time.
Right.
It would take you very less time. And I just wonder, why don't people use it to their advantage? You know, you have everything in front of you.
I think with that, it's like the will to do it. It's like, okay, I have this idea,
That.
but oh my God, who's gonna do the entire thing? And so with you, how did you overcome that barrier?
Well, mainly, I don't think that's the problem, actually. You
Oh,
know, I don't
really?
think it's the will. I think people are just not looking in the right place.
Oh, could you elaborate upon that? Like, what is the right place then? Like,
Because
where should I look? Or people
I could say
look?
there are a billion people like me, a billion kids like me who want to get shit done, but they just don't have the opportunity or cannot see it.
Oh,
It's right there, but they can't see it. I had that problem growing up. Like, everything was in front of me, but I just couldn't see it. It's only when I started looking around is when I got answers.
right.
So everything is there. Everyone has everything. They have the will, resources, money, power, everything. They just need to look.
So look around as in like websites, like talk to people. What do you mean?
If you're talking about websites, then it isn't hard to build a website. You just
No, I
gotta
mean by website I meant like just like surf Google, like go to
Surf.
YouTube, like stuff like that.
surf
or,
Google,
or you
talk to people.
or
Talk to
call
people,
up.
right? So
Ah.
think about who knows about this stuff. If you have a friend who's like tech savvy, talk to him.
I mean,
Right.
it's sort of
Right.
like what we're doing as well. Like, there are a lot of people in this environment who want to learn about stuff. Like, I know people who've like had like little to no, and like I know people that don't really want to do much with their lives, but they, whenever we say we're uploading a video, they'll be the first ones to watch it. They'll be like,
Wow.
"What's this episode about?" And because we know people want to watch something of content, learn something. But it's like there's no opportunity, and that's where me and Art, we looked at it. I called Art up one day. I'm like, Art, I have an idea. Let's try it out. And we tried it, and it was like, if we didn't have the idea, this wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be able to all be here. It was like we found that gap, and we tried hard towards it, and we like dove into it, and we tried like we're trying to get it done.
Yeah, that's exactly it, right? So whatever it takes to get it done
Yeah.
is what you're gonna do, right? And if you don't get on with it, if you don't at least try, you might know you're gonna fail. You might think you're gonna fail, and even if you do, does it really matter? All that effort, you should not count it as waste. You should count it as a learning opportunity. So now you know next time what to do and what not to do, right? And that's how you just keep going on, especially with failures. Because
Exactly.
again, cliche, you fail, people give up, sad story, boom. That's not it. You fail, everyone has feelings, right? Everyone are entitled to their own feelings that, oh, you know, I fucked up, or, you know, oh, something like it didn't work for me. But it's only upon you whether you want to make that change or not. If you have the will, the power, the strength,
Go to it.
do it. Yeah. There's no other excuse except yourself.
I have another one of those like deep philosophical questions.
Yeah, sure.
You know, I've heard this at least. There's a theory that everyone has a fire inside of them,
Yeah.
right? What do you think is your fire?
Cash.
This is
just cash, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like just pure cash, yeah.
I mean, like literally just money,
Just
or
cash.
stuff that comes from money, or is it?
So do you think that
I would say like, that's more of like a fun thing I like to think about. Like I want cash. Like, I
Just
want
want
cash.
Wait,
Alright,
so okay,
nice.
fine. Now this is another philosophical question from Art's philosophical question. Talking about cash, do you think that money creates happiness? Because I mean, this is a widely debated argument. We're gonna get
It is, and
I mean, for the record, I think you are happy. So then, I mean, I
mean,
would
I-
think money creates happiness, but okay, all right.
money does or does not create happiness. That's upon you. That you decide. If you think you need money to be happy, then so be it. You need money to be happy. If you don't need money to be happy and you can do with what you have, you're happy in that way. You can say money is just a tool to get to happiness, because for many people, the idea of happiness is having a lot of money.
Yeah.
That's why it's such a stampede thing that, oh, in order to get happiness, I need to make a shit ton of
like
money.
become rich.
Become like really rich. But if richness doesn't excite you, then you don't really need the money, right?
Yeah, of course.
And you could just be happy where you are. if you're a person who's like, I don't want a 5-bedroom house, I'm happy with the 2-bedroom house, that's your happiness. You don't need money for that.
True.
So yeah, it all really depends on what you want. But if you're looking for happiness, the money can definitely do it. Yeah,
Right,
Nice.
Now,
as I'd
let's-
like to think.
Now let's dive into another one, and I think this is our final question.
Oof.
One of our last questions.
Final big question. Follow-ups. Maybe. Nothing's promised. Nothing's promised.
I bet there'll be a follow up.
Yeah.
the way we go will be like one question. There'll be like 10 follow ups. I mean, of course, it's
Let's
like
do it. Let's do it.
it's
Why
like when
not?
it's an interesting person, you want to ask them because it's like
For sure.
the answers and stuff. But at the first question, it always deeper and deeper. That's why we have podcasts. Otherwise, I could have really easily asked Gary. These are my questions.
Uh-huh.
Put an answer. And that's
Right.
it.
I mean, yeah. To be honest, more than even interesting, from you, I really get those like mentor vibes.
And
which is why-
actually
Yeah.
many people do it.
Right.
I'm like in our community, if you notice, like I'm always known as like the fucking uncle. Like
Yeah.
I get uncle vibes. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not even that old. Like what the fuck?
You're like, I'm 20, right?
Yeah, like,
you're only freshly legal, and they're like, uncle, all right, okay.
like yeah, uncle vibes. I'm like, dude, piss off, stop wasting my time.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so I think. Oh, do you want to ask this question?
Sure. So, what are your plans for the future? Like in this industry of entrepreneurship? And a bigger question, what do you think? This is a big question, right? A big responsibility. What do you think the world is gonna look like in 20 years?
And this is one that I mean nobody knows, man. But it's
Right.
like, what do you think?
Like
the
we
world
can only
will
we can only talk about in terms of vision, and I do have a question about vision, but please go on.
In terms of my future, in terms of entrepreneurship, I just feel like need to scale at this point because
Okay.
when you start with the base, you
Right.
get that strong, you get it going. As soon as you get a little more traffic, you start to scale, right? So
yeah.
my future plan will obviously be to scale.
To scale,
At the moment, yes.
right? Scale your current ventures, or even
Yeah.
diversify further and
Diversify if possible,
diversify
right?
further.
Yeah, you
Nice.
should
Do you have
never
any
look
other,
down
like-
on opportunities.
I mean,
For sure, for sure.
I mean, I would say, do you have any ideas? But I realized that we're a podcast. I don't think would be the best thing.
I do have ideas.
I have
nice,
this idea. I have this idea. I have this idea. And people are
Nice.
like writing notes like this.
There's people write dude, write this shit down.
We're gonna become rich.
Yeah.
Alright,
But
so yeah,
to the second part of the
Yeah,
I
was gonna come back to
could I say could I say that?
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it. Yeah, do it.
Okay, so the world in the next 20 years, one word, I feel like this world is fucked. Completely fucked. I said it. I said it.
Guys, hear me out. I knew that the truth hurts, but I didn't know it hurts that much. Man.
I'm sorry, but this is the petty truth.
Okay, but dive a bit into it. What do you mean?
You know how fucked the world is right now?
What do you mean?
Right.
Like,
Like,
in,
Do you not
I
see
mean,
what's
it's
going on?
pretty messed up.
No,
Like,
I mean,
even
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
pretty
like-
messed up,
I mean,
right?
like, in what way? Do you mean like economic? Do you mean like in
Every
terms of
way.
in terms of-
Yeah,
It's just like everywhere, man.
This is the
Everywhere.
end, guys.
Like
no,
as
it's
we
not
go
the end, it's not
on,
the
we
end.
can keep seeing that there's lesser and lesser space to breathe. I don't mean like physically, obviously.
Right.
Like, and it's just that gap is just gonna keep closing. Right, the more we don't focus on extraterrestrial issues,
Right.
the more we're just gonna keep going like this. Like,
Yeah.
if you care, if I sit and ask you, you care more about your stupid Instagram reels or climate change.
It was-
Everyone's gonna go to Instagram reels. No one cares
Mm.
about climate change. No one is
Yeah.
stopping plastic production. No one is stopping those greenhouse gas effects. No one's stopping anything.
I mean, there are people who do it, but it's like
Is it enough?
Exactly. Like if
Is it enough?
I mean,
Right.
there are people who are doing it. I'm not denying. Of course, there's always people who are advocating for a better future, but it's like, is the majority of people doing it? Is
They're
it-
not, right? And I specifically hate this. I tell this to everyone I know, and you guys today.
Yes.
I specifically hate those people that post on their story that, oh, save plastic, this and that. And I swear to God, you can see their next stories like them hanging out at 7-Eleven with a fucking plastic bag, right? I'm like, dude, you just messed up so hard.
God.
Like, holy shit. Those people don't deserve to be on social media. Like, honestly, no.
Okay, but okay.
You
fine.
cannot be advocating something and doing the exact opposite, right?
Okay.
Like, those people I
Okay,
despise.
but okay. You talk about social media. What do you think social media should be used for? You think it should be only used for, or only used for entertainment, or should it only be used for or because yeah,
It depends on what platform it is and what they're looking for.
like
for
okay,
ex-
Instagram. We go into Instagram.
Instagram is mostly like you can do all sorts of stuff on Instagram. You
Mhm.
can do business, you can do entertainment. It's like a mixed thing, but you shouldn't portray the wrong stuff. Like you know,
Right.
you shouldn't be doing something that's against what you're trying to say. Like you're
Mhm.
trying to say save plastic, my guy, but you're holding a plastic bag in the next story of your
Right.
Instagram. Like,
Right.
what are you trying to send out? What message are you trying to send
Right.
out?
It's not your true
It's
self.
so
It's,
like
a persona.
hypocrisy right
So
there.
you're just doing it for the sake because everyone
Mhm.
else is doing it. Oh, and it seems cool, and you might be one of the cool ones saying that. Oh, you're an advocate
oh,
of
yeah.
saving plastic.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. If you really want to do something, you should take action towards it.
All right. No, thank you for your insight related to social media and all of these things. I do have one last question.
Okay.
Alright, let's finish it up with this one.
Yeah,
Final.
which is about the concept of vision. We know that, like, Steve Jobs, one of the greatest people to ever walk this planet or to exist in the galaxy. And he is primarily known for his revolutionary vision. Like, his vision was, some people say all that he had, of course, he had many other things, but his vision was amazing. And what do you think, how do you think a person could increase the quality of their vision? And where do you think this, like, vision thing come from? Like, is it natural? Or can you develop it? Can you learn it?
Yeah.
What's your take on that? Because I know that your vision is also incredibly well. Like just from these this conversation that we've had, yeah, like, you do have a vision. Yeah, you really do, bro. So then, how?
It should be natural, but
Okay.
obviously not everyone's born with the natural talent to see things ahead of time, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
of
no
course.
one can, obviously. You can have an insight.
Right.
You can kind of see what you want, what it's going to be like, but you can't 100% be sure of it, right?
Mhm.
So it's something you can build. Like
Hmm.
you can see, you can have an eye for it. Like every time you're trying to do something, try to think of what it's going to look like. Like when you're about to create something on your laptop, like on Photoshop or something, you can always see like a preview of it, right?
Right.
So start looking at stuff like the thing it is and the
Yeah.
preview of it. The more you start looking like that, you can kind of have a vision for everything.
Oh,
You start looking at it in that way, like a
Nice.
preview of
Nice.
everything.
oh.
And then before you hit the final goal, you can have you kind of have an idea of what it's gonna look like, right?
Oh.
So you won't make a mistake then.
All right. Okay.
Okay.
That's deep.
That's a
And
very
I
deep and it's
think-
like a satisfying. It's a satisfying answer, you know. It's not
Right.
like
Yeah. And I mean, after this answer, the person hearing this should sort of just like
They're probably gonna sleep
Yeah.
over it tonight. and be
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like,
"Fuck."
yeah, I'm gonna leave like, what have I been doing with my life, man?
Yeah.
Legit. All right, so we're gonna let this sink in for everyone, and I think this is a good note to end it on.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, man, I mean-
I had a great time.
I mean, it was a
No,
pleasure.
seriously, thank you
It
so
was
much
a
for
pleasure
doing
having
this,
you,
really
Gary.
nice.
Yeah,
I'd
for
just like
sure,
to say,
for sure. Thanks, man. Cheers.
Yeah, thank you, really. Thank you so much. All right,
All right, so I think I'll do the final send off.
please.
All right, so thank you all for all of your continued support to this podcast. We just like to say thank you to people like Gary and people like Art and me who have been putting in so much hours into this episode. Everyone, if you want to support us, please go subscribe to our YouTube. We're on Spotify and we're on Instagram and we're on TikTok as well. So we're all around. Please get the word around so we can make more videos and try to entertain more of you guys. This is Thirsty Tales, out for another one.